Roll camera. Mics up. And action.
Live from Australia, streaming around the world. The most cinematic podcast of your week awaits. This is Bottomless Popcorn with your host, Morgan Brown.
Hello, I'm Morgan, and welcome to another episode of Bottomless Popcorn. On this week's episode, I've got a guy that is become a really good friend of mine. He is a stand-up comic. He's an MC. He's a father. It says he's a school teacher, but that can't be right, I don't think. We'll ask him when we get to talk about him, but I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. It's ladies and gentlemen, it's Matt Reddy.
Hey, my name's Matt Reddy. The last movie I saw was Runner Runner. It's Justin Timberlake and Ben Affleck. It's a good movie.
I was going to get into a little bit about how we knew each other or how we met each other. And did you want to tell that story, or would you like me to have a best guess at that story? Or
yeah, they could be completely different, couldn't they? I don't know. I think it was one of Isaac's first tours. Were you filming for it?
Yeah,
I think, and I was tour managing that one.
This one went to like Coughs and
I thought that
Macquarie and stuff, maybe. Yeah. Which was a good little fun weekend away.
Yeah, they're good. We
comedy shows.
Me and Butts always talk about how those ones are good to have, because you can just go back and look at the all the fun things we did. It was good, I reckon. It's unreal.
Yeah, we filmed those ones for vlogs and stuff for his channel.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I've gone back a couple of times and had a look at what we got up to and stuff, and they're always good fun to watch back on. Yeah, especially when at the time when we're filming it, I think it's absolutely hilarious. And then sometimes I watch it back and go, I wonder if this is just you had to be there kind of thing.
Yeah. Or I'll tell someone about it and I'll go, oh, this is good, watch this. And then they watch it and they're like, what is going on?
Yeah. At the end of Lee's inspection. I was thinking about how to intro you on this, and I was going to try and do my best Matt Reddy MC.
Yes.
Please welcome Ryan Gallagher. But I haven't had to do it yet. So I'll save it for future episodes, or if I've paid a guy from Fiverr to create an intro that played at the start of this as well. So
nice.
If that doesn't pan out, I might have to come back to you and get you
just
to
get me. I'll just put the mic real close to my face and put my deep voice on it.
All right, we're going to go to the cinema today, Reds. We're going to watch your 4 favorite movios, but we're going to stop at the candy bar on our way in just here.
Ooh.
And grab some snacks. What are you getting from the candy bar on the way through?
Popcorn.
Yep, I'm there. I'm about it.
I'm not a choc top dude. I probably would. I don't know if I'd get probably Maltesers and popcorn. I don't know if I'd get anything else.
Yeah. And are you mixing them in, or are you normal?
What do you mean? Do you put them in the popcorn?
Yeah, some people do that.
Do they?
Yeah.
So it's like chocolate popcorn. That sounds pretty good. I don't know.
It's
it
like
just seems
sweet
messy
and
though.
savoury mix kind of thing. Yeah.
The messy though?
I think,
because then you put it
especially
in,
if it's hot, you're going to get melty chocolate on your fingers.
Chocolate fingers.
In the dark, and that's not good if you start doing other things like putting your hands in your pockets or doing whatever else. But
chocolate all over you.
Yeah, mess. An absolute mess.
Yeah, maybe some lollies. I don't know.
You're not really big on lollies, are you?
I'm not really big on much, really. Like, I don't really like chocolate either, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what
it's the lighter way to enjoy chocolate. That's what they say on the packet anyway.
But them bastards, they're lying. I always worry about, like, I'm always conscious about how much stuff costs at the candy bar. And even though I'm there to spend money and have a good time, and I have the money, I'm still worried about $5 for Maltesers. No, I'm not doing it. Yeah. So I'd just be stubborn and just get nothing.
Just go without.
Yeah. What's your go-to?
I think just popcorn and a soft drink.
Yeah, the combo.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a mistake. I sometimes think like, well, it's a big movie, so I should probably get a big drink. But it's the actual opposite is what I should be doing there, because halfway through the movie, I'm going to have to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I've really got to train myself to think otherwise, I think, when I go to the cinema and assess my drink size options. It's not the best at the moment, but Yeah, probably just a drink and a popcorn, I think, for me.
Especially movies are like 3 hours long now, average.
Yeah, man. They're getting big.
Yeah.
And I feel like, too, at the movies, like, you can't stop it. Like, it plays regardless of if you have to leave or do whatever. But maybe if you're at home when you can pause it, whatever. But at the movies, I'm a bit like, you pay a lot of money to come here. It's probably, you don't want to miss this. So, do you remember the first movie you ever saw at the movies?
Oh, no.
Not even
No way.
at all. What year were you born?
1990.
I reckon you could have potentially been a Toy Story kid.
Yeah, maybe. I had 5 siblings, so we didn't go to the movies very much. I don't know. I could not imagine what it would be like, the mayhem of taking 6 kids out.
5 Reddys to the movies and just,
Yeah, or 6 including me.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, unless they left me at home and just took the other 5. No, but I don't know. Maybe not Toy Story. No, I think I saw Toy Story a little bit after that on DVD. I mean VHS.
Just really tell them that age.
Yeah, it probably would have been a Disney movie, though, I reckon, if I had to guess.
Do you have a film that you remember seeing more for the experience of seeing it rather than the actual movie? Like, if you think of it, you think more about how you saw it or the events surrounding you seeing it than the actual movie?
We saw Jurassic World in 3D.
Yeah.
And Raquel's a huge Jurassic Park fan.
Yeah.
Like, she's almost autistic with dinosaurs. And she loves it. And that was like, it was kind of just fun just going to watch it with her more than anything.
Yeah.
And then just
that was massive. I worked at the cinema when that one came out, and that was huge for a lot of people, and for like several weeks too. That was massive.
Yeah.
It's a funny story about this Jurassic World, right? I went to the Australian premiere down in Sydney.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how, but I went with another mate from the cinema, and he and I were sat together. And then next to myself was Lincoln Lewis and one of his mates.
All right.
And behind me was Koshi from Sunrise.
Yeah.
And so my mate wasn't getting into the movie at all. And neither was Lincoln Lewis's mate. So it was my mate, me, Lincoln Lewis, and then his mate. And then in the movie, when they ride the motorbikes alongside all the raptors, I must have been real into it because I kind of leant forward in my seat. And Lincoln Lewis leant forward in his seat too. And he started like banging us on the arm like he was getting real, maybe similar to Raquel, like getting quite excited about what was going on.
Yeah. And
then my mate saw this quite jealously, I think about it now, and goes, "Did he forget what fucking side his friend's sitting on?" I was like, okay, whoa. Just 2 guys enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
And then we had Koshi behind us, who's a movie. He just talks through movies, but about what's going on.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. So when you see the bad dinosaur in it, you just, oh, wow. So playing like a comedy, it was terrific.
That's unreal. Koshi, far out.
I couldn't believe it. If movies are based on books or novels or comics, do you take any notice of that? Like, do you read the source material and stuff before you see films?
No, I don't, really? But it does change my my outlook on them. I remember I went and saw Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
And I didn't know that was based on a true story. So I was watching it and I went, this is so shit. I was the only person that hated that movie. I was like, this is crap. And then I found out it was based on a true story. I thought it was just all made up.
Yeah.
And then I thought, wow, that seems more impressive now. And I probably would have enjoyed it if I knew that. So I probably should. Yeah. So I probably should.
You still haven't read the book though?
No.
It's a big book, like the movie. It's a whole lot of stuff happening, but there's not really like a
that's what it felt like. It just felt like there wasn't much wasn't much plot, and I was like, this is the worst written movie ever. But it turns out it was
just like different escapade to different escapade, just like this dude.
But I don't know, it depends if I'm really into it, or or it goes the other way. It depends if like if I'm into the book and then I want to see the movie or that sort of thing. But
Yeah, we're in the cinema now, and it looks like your first trailer's coming up. And it's one of your 4 favorite films, Reddy. It's it's the movie Law Abiding Citizen.
So you're killing judges now?
In my experience, Nick, lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten.
And vengeance keeps you warm at night.
Vengeance. That's what you think this is about? Vengeance?
What else could it be?
No, Nick, I had 10 years for vengeance, if that's what I wanted. You don't think that I watch you go to work every morning, 8 a.m.? Or that I watch Kelly take Denise to school, 8:15? No, I could have slaughtered you or your family anytime I wanted, Nick.
You even think about touching my family? You even think about touching my family? I do my job. I'm the best at it. It works.
You were doing your job the way that best served you, Nick, the way that best served you. That has to change.
What do you want, Clyde?
I was talking to Raquel about this and why this is probably one of my favorite movies. I saw this movie at the movies with Raquel in Queensland when we were seeing my dad, and it was the last time we saw my dad before he passed away, and then we went and saw the movie. So I think maybe that has, I don't know why that would have some sort of connection, but it's we just were having such a good time, I think, and then that helps, when you're in a really good mood and you see a movie.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be
if you're going with such a negative, sour attitude, there's no chance you're going to come out. Thinking about it, but I think if you're going like pretty high spirits, you'd probably be more willing to accept it or let it kind of take over you and enjoy it.
Yeah, so we're coming off like a holiday from mid-North Coast, and then we drove up to Brisbane, and then in that time we went and saw that movie, and I think we were just having a good time, and it was such a good movie. Yeah, I loved it.
Very good. I did look up a few little facts and trivia pieces about this one, and the first one I couldn't believe, because now having like seen the movie, I actually can't imagine it any other way. But I thought it was pretty cool. So this movie stars Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx, and Gerard Butler was signed on first, but was originally cast in the Jamie Foxx role, and then Jamie Foxx got brought on and hired into the Gerard Butler role, and was like that for a couple of weeks, not filmed, just during like pre-production and getting ready and stuff like that. And it sounds like it might have been Jamie Foxx's idea to switch the roles, and kind of almost at a last minute thing before they began filming, they switched the roles between the two guys, which I thought was pretty crazy. Because after seeing it now, I don't think I can imagine it actually being swapped. Which is,
you do think you could imagine it being swapped, or you can't?
No, I can't. I don't think.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you reckon?
No, I think Gerard Butler, does he play a bad guy in any other movie?
I don't know.
He's always
usually the good guy.
Protagonist, yeah. He couldn't see him doing. Maybe if he kept his Scottish accent, he could be the bad guy.
That would seem more villainous, wouldn't it?
And Jamie Foxx, he could play anything. I reckon Jamie Foxx could play anything. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's really good. I agree.
Yeah. Do you know trivia fact about Jamie Foxx? Do you know why he called himself Jamie?
No. Is that not his name?
No.
No, I didn't even know this then. Go on.
No, I don't think so. I hope this is right.
Should we fact check it?
I hope this is right. He made his name Jamie, so when he'd book himself into comedy shows, that they would see the name and they'd think that it was a girl, so they'd put him on the bill.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is that because it was so tough?
Well,
oh my God, his name is Eric.
Yeah.
His name is Eric Marlon Bishop.
Yeah, that sounds like his name.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, so he made his name Jamie because when you have to write down your name to go on, you don't say I'm a man. You just write down your name. And he said a lot of clubs would book him to do comedy, because they wanted to even out the bill to have a girl on the bill, and he would get so many more gigs than everyone else because he had a unisex name.
Nice. It's a good strategy, yeah.
Mm.
Both Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler, they made this in 2009. I'm pretty sure this one came out. And in 2013, they both starred in movies about the White House being subject to a terrorist attack. So
White House Down.
Gerard Butler did Olympus Has Fallen, and Jamie Foxx did White House Down.
Oh, it's separately. Wow.
Yeah. So not in the same film, but in the same year and about a very similar story and subject. Yeah.
Who was Jamie Foxx in that one?
Jamie Foxx was the president in White House Down.
Oh, right.
And Gerard Butler is like the president's bodyguard, I'm pretty sure, in Olympus Has Fallen.
What was the best? Olympus Has Fallen was better, surely.
Yes, and I think everyone expected it to be the other way around. I think everyone was like, "Oh, White House Down will be the better one," because that was Jamie Foxx and like Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
And Olympus Has Fallen was Gerard Butler, and I think it was Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman, but it looked like a really cheap like film, and I think a lot of people kind of wrote this one off. But then Olympus Has Fallen wanted to have like 2 sequels, so obviously worked out quite well. I'll move on. I've got a couple more questions for you then. What film do you think, you can probably answer this 2 ways, what film has the best like original score, like the orchestra music and stuff that plays throughout it, and what film has the best needle drop?
That's tough. And then what's the other one? Needle drop.
Yeah, so like radio music, or best movie that has a scene where someone injects meth to themselves.
What's that?
No, it's the best. It's the scene where someone injects meth to themselves.
Oh, I was like, surely I didn't mishear you.
No, like best radio, like commercial music and stuff throughout it. You know, like actual songs.
Oh, okay. Something, it would have to be Disney. I love the Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Disney. Have to be something Disney, eh? Probably like Fantasia or something.
Yeah, right. That's a lot of really old, like classical music and stuff too. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff.
And then what do you think for like actual songs and stuff that are in movies?
Like,
what movie do you think? But it doesn't have to be musical either. It could just be like a really good soundtrack or something like
soundtrack, yeah. My very first was it a tape or my very first CD I got given was in 1995, and it was the Batman Forever, maybe Batman Forever soundtrack. That was a good soundtrack.
Yeah, is that the one with like Seal and stuff on?
Yes. Well, yeah. Can we look that up? Can we look up what was on that soundtrack? Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, let's have a look. It's Batman Forever soundtrack. It's literally the top search. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me by U2. Yes. One Time Too Many by PJ Harvey.
Great song. Where Are You Now by Brandy. Kiss from a Rose by Seal, an absolute banger. Can't go wrong. No, that was a great soundtrack. I don't know if that was the best, but that was my first. What would be the best? Oh, I don't even know, eh? I couldn't even tell you.
I asked this, I've done a few of these now, and I've asked this, and I've always expected people to say like, because a lot of people always seem to talk about like Quentin Tarantino's like Pulp Fiction and stuff like that, and I've always expected people to say that, but no one has yet. So I think let's cut it, and then I'll say cut it all up and Pulp Fiction, yeah. Right, I'm going to leave everything in before that too. You can answer this one like 2 ways as well. So like you could talk about like, so what's the best looking film? So that could be where you think the camera moves are all like amazing and really cool, or best looking as in like everything inside the picture is amazing, like all the colors and the costumes and the sets and all that kind of stuff. This was the trouble when you asked me about my favorite movies. I said I started writing the list, and I was asking Raquel, and then I think I had like a list. Like it's so hard to think on the spot like that. So I had a list. Like when I was younger, when I was like a kid, I used to have my favorite movie. I used to know what my favorite movie was. Yeah.
And then so like I told Raquel my favorite movie when we first met, and then that's obviously changed since. So none of my movies then that she thought were my favorite movies are my favorite movies anymore.
Yeah.
So thinking about movies, so what was the question again? It was
What do you think's the best looking?
best.
What you're saying is I should have given you all the questions ahead of time, so you really could have thought about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to leave in all these really pregnant silent pauses, and the whole episode is going to be 2 hours long.
Of me just going, you could probably just cut up that of me just going,
a super mash.
The best looking film, probably.
What's going
probably
on?
Like Matrix. I love. Probably Matrix. I like Matrix.
Yeah, for sure. Good answer.
Yeah.
This one I'm very interested to hear your answer. What is the funniest film?
The funniest.
Yeah.
The funniest film. I reckon I'd have to say either This Is the End. I haven't laughed at a movie. When I first watched that movie, I haven't laughed at a movie so hard.
Yeah. Did you see that at the movies too, like with a big crowd, or was that one you saw for the first time at home?
Oh, I don't know. No, it would have. I think it was at home. I don't think I saw it at the movies.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, probably that. I laughed heaps hard at that. And then after I watched it, I said, I don't remember the last time I laughed so much. So it could have just been because it was so recent, or because I hadn't laughed at a movie like that in a long time. Maybe like Superbad. I think that's hilarious.
That is, yeah.
Heaps of
that's such a high school boys Friday. It's just all this planning for an absolute fizzer of a night. Like nothing good to come from it. Yeah.
We've got some we used to have movies like when we were hungover that we'd watch. There was a couple of movies that we'd watch when we were hungover.
Yeah.
And Superbad was one of them, because you could just put it on and then just pass out or eat your Maccas or whatever. And then there's probably like Will Ferrell movies that like Step Brothers and stuff that I've just laughed the whole way through to.
Yeah. I think it's a really good sign too, like for films that you find really funny are ones that you can continue watching and know what's going to happen, but like you still laugh like just as hard and still enjoy every time you watch it. Like I think that's a really good sign of like a funny like film.
A good indicator for me. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say a good indicator for me is if I'm watching it by myself and I laugh out loud.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
that's a good. Yeah.
That's when I know I'm like, I actually find it funny.
Yeah.
Like I make a point of remembering what happened because I laughed out loud when I was watching it by myself.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's actually probably think I feel the same way now that you say it like that. I've never thought about it when you watch it on your own. But yeah, true. If you, I with comedies too, I like going to the movies to see things, but I'll try and see, like it's always best to see a comedy show with a packed crowd. So I always try and see comedies pretty early in their release on like the first weekend on like a Friday, Saturday night, because I just think seeing it with like a big crowd too, like it's like going to a comedy show where like the crowd is kind of laughing together, and you kind of also I don't know, you're laughing at the reaction of everyone else as well as whatever's actually
it's the atmosphere that's movie. And like I was saying before with the with being in a good mood, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you're in a good mood, if everyone around you is having a good time, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
same
to
as
bring
comedy.
it down to bring it down to not having a good time, what's the saddest film you've ever seen?
Oh my God, I can definitely answer this. I surprised Raquel and took her to this movie once. What was it called? It was Just Stay, I think it was called. Let me look it up. Just Stay, I think it was called. Jesus Christ, that was sad. There's probably sadder movies, but I remember going to the movies and seeing it.
Yeah.
They're called Just Stay.
There's a movie called Just Stay, but it came out last year and it's only 3 minutes long, so I don't think I can see that.
No, Stay. No, not Just
Do you remember
Stay.
who was in it?
Oh no, it had like no one famous in it. The girl in it ended up being in more movies after. but it was like the first time. Stay With Me, maybe. Stay With Me. No, that's Sam Smith's song.
That looks like it's a Korean movie called Stay With Me. You're so cultured, man. I didn't know.
Yeah, I like Korean movies. It was, I can't remember, but it was just about a family who were in a car accident, and the girl is in a coma, but she's awake, but no one else knows she's awake, and her family are trying to convince her to. I can't remember. Convince her to stay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, is it Stay With Me or something? But it was bloody sad because, yeah, it's bloody sad. I try not to watch sad movies. I don't know the idea of sad movies. Like, why do people? And same as horror movies. Like, why are you paying money to be scared? Why are you paying money to cry?
I feel the same way. However, I feel like I might be coming around on horror movies, but I don't know why. I think it's because if I watch them, particularly the horror ones, like I try not to let myself be scared. Like I try and think about it a bit more like, oh, I see how they're doing this to make you scared. Yeah. Like, and I think that's also just a coping thing to like, I'm like, no, I refuse to let this scare me. All the sound cut out? Oh, cool. That's because something really loud's about to like fucking jump out at us, I'm sure. But yeah, for Saddest too, like one that seems to have been popular, it's been mentioned a few times, was like Marley and Me. Or anything where the animal dies in it, which I think is pretty hard for people to take. But I agree. But my next question for you is, what's the scariest film you've ever seen?
Scariest? Probably Scary Movie. No, not Scary.
Can I actually story about that? I saw Scary Movie 4 at the movies when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I thought I was such a fucking hero for having watched it. I was like, it wasn't even scary. But I didn't even understand that it was like a parody and it wasn't meant to be scary. Like I just thought I was.
Did they get scarier as they went along? I think they actually got scarier.
Maybe. Like they were just ripping off more current movies and stuff, I thought. But like the
first one was really comical and it was just a rip-off kind of thing. And then they were all obviously parodies, but there was actually scary moments in them.
So what do you reckon? Scary movie, you reckon?
Scariest movie that I've seen, probably I hated the Saw movies.
Yeah,
that was so scary. They terrified me.
They get classified, a lot of people call that torture porn. And I think I agree with it. Like that's just gore for the sake of it. Yeah.
Well, scary, I don't know. Probably like it would have been something I watched as a kid. I haven't watched a scary movie I just refuse to now. I'm like, I just don't enjoy it. I like I'm a massive fan of like psychological thrillers.
Has a film ever made you mad? Like watching it, you see like the things going on in it and you're like, this is just unbelievable. Like I know it might be based on a true story and you're like, I can't believe that people actually went through this, or just the movie is just, it's just annoying you. It's really rubbing you the wrong way kind of thing.
No, nothing really makes me angry anyway. Or makes me mad. So for a movie to do that, I don't know. Maybe it would have to be maybe like a documentary or something.
Okay, interesting.
But no, it's really hard to make me angry or mad.
Yeah. No, people wouldn't like you when you're angry either.
No.
You just start wrestling people on the floor with your ass hanging out.
That's right.
All right, we've got your second movie trailer coming up, and this one is really good. We were talking about this when I asked you to come on, and we both recently seen it around the same time. Yep. And it's the movie Palm Springs.
Wait! Stop! There's a bomb in the cake. Don't worry. I used to be a bomb guy. Everyone stand back!
Oh my God! Cry out! You son of a bitch! You ruined my plans!
Sarah, the sister of the bride, and based on her accent, from origins unknown. I'll take her dead or alive.
Put the weapon down.
Fine. Then it's to be hand-to-hand combat then.
Oh my God! Niles!
Yeah, what a great film.
How good.
Holy shit. I watched it for the second time, like I was saying to you, and it held up. It was just as good. It was like, I'm comparing it to This Is the End, where I watched it and laughed the whole way through. and then just enjoyed it, and then I could watch it again and again, because I was tossing up between that and This Is the End to put in, but I can't really. I don't know. I used to be able to watch This Is the End all the time, and now I can't even really put that on because that kind of turned into a hangover movie.
I see one of those snot rockets, right?
Beautiful. You got to keep that in. Make sure that makes the cut.
That's cutting out for sure. Oh. Oh my goodness. I usually sneeze in threes, so that can't be the end of it. This is not the end of that sneeze, is what I'm saying. Sorry, you watched this a couple of times and you're still laughing.
Yeah. I just think it's so well written. And I'll tell you the beauty of it, and this is the thing that we love the most about it, was that it only goes for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's so short. It's so to the point. And
yeah, if it went for another 20 minutes, I reckon I would have hated it. No, I wouldn't have hated it, but it would nowhere near have been up there as one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think it's like this perfect sweet spot of like movie length for the type of story it's telling too.
Yeah, for sure.
They filmed multiple endings of this and tested them, and they ended up just going with the one that seemed to just feel right, or have the audience just seem to accept it the most. So a few were shot and completed and displayed to different like test audiences, and the final one is just the one that seems to have been the most like pleasing.
I think they nailed it.
Yeah, I think it's quite clever.
Do you know what the other ones were?
It doesn't say, but I would be interested to see. And this is another thing too, like this movie came out on streaming services, so it's not even like a DVD where it has like the option to see like some sort of deleted scenes or these alternate endings and stuff. So hopefully they put them on YouTube or something like that. So, I think it would be cool to see. I didn't think about this when I watched it, and it never occurred to me until I read it either, but they actually never specify in the film how long Niles has been in the loop for. But some of the things he does in the film, they've talked about in the promotion. If you think about how long it would take to become skillful at those kind of things, they've like estimated that they think the sweet spot is he's probably been in there for about 40 years.
Oh, really?
Which I was like, holy shit. Like I didn't, like how crazy is that?
What are the things that he nailed? Do you just mean like the timing of everything?
I think so. Like it to learn, I don't know, like learning how to dance across the floor and anticipate all the different maybe kind of actions that are going to happen. But then did you pick, this is the last one I had for this, but I don't know if you picked up on this, but it's hinted that the Nan might also be.
Yes. Yeah, I picked up on that. Yeah. Yeah. Or it's kind of, she suggests it, doesn't she?
Yeah. And then, so people have asked the filmmakers and the people when they were promoting it but no one really wants to give a definitive answer. They kind of want it to be a bit like, if you think so, then yes. And if you don't, then no, which I think is really cool too. Yeah. But I think I'm a bit like you. I think yes, that she is, or at least she has been in it, which I thought was.
What does she say at the end? She says, I thought she pretty much I thought she almost.
I don't think she like committed to it, but I think she said something that was a bit on the nose, as in like, oh yeah, she knew something was going to happen as well, or something like that, or she. Yeah. I don't know.
And then earlier she says, I've been to a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
And that's not, that could go either way. But I think the second thing she says was like, something about that she knew what was going to happen, or she knew that he. It was. I think she knew that he had been in the loop, something like that, maybe. Yeah. Because, and the only way that she could know was if she was in the loop. What a great film!
What a good movie! Like it just like, and it kind of come out of nowhere too. Like I don't remember seeing like with these streaming ones too, which is I think like a bit like to their disservice, but like they kind of just get advertised a week or two before they come out. And they come out, and then a lot of people either see them or they don't. And then if you didn't see it, it just like falls. But I was super happy this was one of the ones that I actually did see, because I actually really enjoyed it, like you said.
Yeah, I've told heaps of people that I thought like that love Andy Samberg and that love that sort of comedy. I've told a few people to watch it, a few friends, and I've said you got to watch it. Like if I loved it that much, you need to watch it. And all of them have said, "Oh, it's pretty good. Like it's okay."
Yeah.
I was like,
What? Yeah.
Why didn't you love it as much as I did?
Yeah. No, it's good. I validate your opinion of this film, Reddy. I agree that it is.
Yeah, thanks.
Quite good. I've got some more questions again for you. So you have 2 younger kids now. How do you feel about animated movies? Do you watch them now with like a kind of a new appreciation through their eyes, or did you just like them to begin with, or how do you feel about animated films? Yeah,
a bit of both. Yeah. Definitely watch it with an appreciation through their eyes, especially everything that we do with the kids. It's just all, I don't know, I just love watching them have a good time, and I love watching them understand it and how they understand it and how they take away from it. And all the Disney stuff's all like, it's all generally like good.
Yeah.
Good like intentions and good teaching good morals and stuff.
Sure.
So it is good to watch them enjoy it like that. But I don't know, I've kind of always liked them anyway. Like I said, I've always liked Disney and used to watch it heaps as a kid.
Yeah, because you were going to have Bambi as one of your favorite films at some point.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Frozen, because I've seen that more times than any of the films.
Do you try and watch if like films are winning awards or like gaining really good reviews and stuff? Do you take notice of that and do you watch it? Like, do you think that's a good indication of a film you would like, or does it
I reckon
bother you either way?
Yeah, I reckon. If everyone, I don't know, if it's critically acclaimed and everyone's talking about it, I'll probably be more likely to watch it.
Is there a film you've seen and you really loved, but you've come to rewatch it recently and you're actually a bit like, no, it's not very good, or it's not as good as I remember it being?
Yeah, one of my old favorite movie when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, was the movie SWAT. Do you remember the movie SWAT?
Yes. Yeah.
And I used to love that movie. And I used to watch it all the time when I was like 14, 15 years old. And then I watched it with Raquel, and I was like, this is not my favorite movie. It's not a bad movie.
This time. Yeah, just think you outgrew it, or the eyes you watched it through have changed. And
yeah, I'm not a 15-year-old kid anymore. Yeah. It's not as cool. It doesn't seem as cool to me anymore.
What movie surprised you the most? Like you went in with no expectation and not particularly caring to see it, and came out super glad you had actually seen
it. That's My Boy, another Andy Samberg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that movie, and I thought it was going to be so average. Yeah, everyone was saying it was crap, and I watched it, and I was just like, that was so good.
Yeah. Do you think maybe like a lot of, because that I think is one of both he and Adam Sandler's that lesser ones, but do you think, like you just said that everyone said it was crap, do you think maybe you went in with such low expectations that it was really easy to like
maybe
pass it or achieve them?
Yeah, I reckon maybe. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. I don't know. There's just, I think because Adam Sandler hadn't played that goofy character in so long.
Yeah.
And maybe that was just tapping into some nostalgia.
Sure. What's a movie you really liked and you really enjoyed seeing, but you probably won't ever watch it again? Like just seeing it the once was enough.
We literally just watched something the other day, and I thought that, there'd be plenty. I think like a lot of the like long movies, or like the Revenant.
Yeah, the Leonardo. That's like almost 3 hours or like 2 hours.
I'd never watch that again, but I really liked it. But I still wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I think that's one that I just saw at the movies, and
and you're like, oh, great movie.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, but I'm just like, that's a long, and it's such a bleak story too. Like to just have to sit yourself down. And I think at home too, like I don't know about you, but I find like if I go to the movies, I definitely like I won't pull out my phone and stuff like that. But if I'm at home, like I just am like looking up on IMDb like who's in it and stuff like that, and like all this other shit about it, and I'm less likely to like be into it. But so I feel like I would struggle to try and watch that one again. Yeah. But same as you, like really did enjoy seeing it. If you could put yourself in any movie, what movie would it be?
Is this based on where I think that I would be as a character?
Yes, you can replace yourself with any one character.
Or
I
is it
guess,
where
in
I
the movie.
want to be? Is it where I think
whichever
that I'll
way,
be?
whichever way you want to answer it. Like you can
So I could
replace
answer
yourself as a character, or like a movie that you just really enjoy that environment or setting, and you'd like to see.
Oh
yourself
yeah, I'll
there.
answer it like that. I think. I just keep thinking of Adam Sandler movies, just because I just love I just think it's like timeless comedy gold, and it'd be so cool to be a part of it. And then like with the passing of Norm Macdonald, it's probably what's
The other
making me
day.
think of it as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it'd be so cool to be a part of all those like classics.
Yeah. And that's kind of like what you and I actually just spoke about at the beginning, where like that is such a good time in their lives. They could just go back and watch it. Like we were saying with the vlogs and stuff at the beginning, like that's
never
like
get
a
it back.
really, like a living snapshot of like what you were doing. Because you would remember the time when you made it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You just watch the actual story of like the movie you made, I think. Yeah.
Have you answered that question for yourself?
I don't know. But I think the answers I would say, like, I want to say something cool. And then I was like, oh, maybe like one of the Avengers. I'm like, no, they're like war movies, violent. Like, I would not want to be around that, actually. I think I'd be shit in a fight. I don't want to do that. So jump onto your third and your final trailer. And this one is...
I don't think of what it was. Oh, yes.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Step aside, Mert. This fucker's having himself an accident.
You don't push him off the roof.
Because if you do trust her, there's no reason you can't keep that 35,000. What did you say?
35,000.
35,000.
All of it.
All of it?
Every penny.
You better start making sense.
If you want to keep all that money, give it to your wife. The IRS allows a one-time only gift to your spouse for up to $60,000.
Bullshit. Tax-free?
Tax-free. IRS can't touch 1 cent.
You're that smart banker what killed his wife, aren't you? Why should I believe a smart banker like you? So I can end up in here with you?
It's perfectly legal. Go ask the IRS. They'll say the same thing. Actually, I feel stupid telling you this. I'm sure you would have investigated the matter yourself.
Yeah, fucking A. I don't need no smart wife-killing banker to tell me where the bear's shitting the buckwheat.
Of course not. But you do need someone to set up the tax-free gift for you. And that'll cost you. A lawyer, for example.
Bunch of ball-washing bastards.
Right. I suppose I could set it up for you. That would save you some money. If you get the forms, I'll prepare them for you. Nearly free of charge. I'd only ask 3 beers apiece for each of my co-workers.
Co-workers, get him. That's rich, ain't it?
I think a man working outdoors feels more like a man if you can have a bottle of suds. It's only my opinion. Sir.
Yeah, what a great movie. That's like everyone's go-to movie, isn't it?
It is. It's
Like
like
if
one
you
of the
ask-
highest rated movies. It is really good, though. I honestly understand why a lot of people go to it. I think it's such a good story.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this was something you saw at the movies. This would have been something like...
No, I think the first time I watched it was when we did it at school for a...
Yes, this is how I saw it too. And I'm so angry that is how I saw it, because I reckon I saw it in like 3 or 4 lessons broken up into like hour-long blocks where I pause it and like break down, and it's so annoying. But I remember having fully seen it and then going to like JB Hi-Fi and like buying it on Blu-ray to have and to watch all at one go on my own and really enjoying it. But such a good story, such a good movie.
Yeah. So well narrated as well.
Narration is one of those things too in movies that is like seems to really sway people if they think it's like a really cheap like storytelling tool that they just couldn't get everything across. But in that one, I can't imagine it without, and I don't think it detracts by being there either. Like I just think it's...
I find like if it's a long movie that's being narrated, it's generally a way if it's
to get through quicker.
If it's a book, no, I think if it was a book to get more information into the movie,
then you could otherwise do with just the on-screen stuff.
Yeah. It was a book, wasn't it?
It was. It's a Stephen King book, which
that's right. Yeah.
Remember, especially now knowing the kind of books and stuff that he writes. I remember being quite surprised that this was one.
Yeah. I used to be a big fan of Stephen King.
The rights from the book were bought off Stephen King for $5,000, and he never cashed the check. His plan was to cash it after the film was financially successful because he didn't think it would be. and the film was actually released in cinemas twice because it didn't do well the first time it came out. They put it back out a second time. It didn't do well. It didn't become financially successful until it was released on VHS. And a lot of people didn't see it at the movies. So a lot of people's first experience for it was seeing it on VHS. And when it became financially successful, he got the check framed and he sent it back to the director of the film. It was like, hey, if you ever need bail money, use this.
Very good.
I thought that was quite clever. And also, like nowadays, I think selling a script for $5,000 is not that much money. I think they sell for a lot more.
Yeah.
Too, which is kind of crazy.
Especially he's been Stephen King's been pretty renowned. Even at that time, he was pretty renowned for a long time still.
Absolutely. And all these films, especially the dark ones, all seem to be getting made into the It films have just recently come out in the last couple of years, and a few others all seem to be in the works or in some form of their way to the screen. So he's doing well.
Yeah, he had this one called, and not many people have seen, know of it. I think it's called Secret Garden.
I haven't heard of this one.
No. Yeah, I think it's got Johnny Depp, maybe. I think Johnny Depp's in it. And that, I reckon that would have been up there with one of my favourite films. I haven't watched it in a long time, but that used to be like one of my favourite films. I think the book was called Secret Windows, Secret Garden, or something like that, by Stephen King. Okay. And it was another, that was a great film. But that was a Stephen King. I used to like the Stephen King movies. He did another one that was The Mist. Have you seen The Mist?
Yes, I have. What a fucking ending. Jesus. Yeah.
That's he's such a weird.
It's been out for a few years, so spoiler talk. We can talk about it. People have had an opportunity to see that, but what? That's a mental ending.
So weird.
They're 30 seconds from help, and that's what happened. That's how it ends. That's madness.
It's just so typical of Stephen King, eh?
The prison in the film Shawshank is the Ohio State Reformatory, which had been abandoned and was to be demolished. But after the film used it, it became quite popular. So it's actually now a museum, and a lot of the sets are still intact.
So people are like, I want to go to jail so I can go to Shawshank.
see Shawshank, crawl through the Andy Dufresne tunnel. So the tunnel is there, and the warden's office are all like museum pieces where you can go and check out.
Cool. Where's that in Ohio?
Ohio. So if I was over there, I actually think I probably would check
it
out. I think that would actually be quite cool.
Next tour.
I've got a couple more questions, and then we'll get on to your favourite film.
Okay.
In the Matt Reddy biopic, Reds, spelled R-E-D-Z, I've titled it for you. Who plays Matt Reddy?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I can see it.
No, I don't know. I don't know who else. Oh yeah, no, I don't know.
It's probably an Australian. It makes sense.
Australian. Yeah.
I'll send him a DM on Instagram and ask him if he's available.
Yeah.
Who is your favourite character from film?
My favourite character from any film would probably be, I don't know. That's hard. Favourite character. It would actually definitely would be. I don't want to ruin the last.
If it's for your last one, all right. Don't say it. Then we'll come back to it in a second.
Yeah, okay. Because it's definitely in that.
Yeah. And what about your favourite? Do you have a favourite filmmaker? Like something, if you see their names attached to it, you're seeing it, you don't care what they're doing, you're going to go see it just because they're making it?
No, I don't. I don't. That doesn't bother me, no.
And then this might even lead into your last film as well. And if it does, we'll just jump straight onto it. What film has the best ending?
I really like Palm Springs. That had a great ending. Probably The Mist, I'd say.
Yeah, like a good twist ending you like?
No, I'm joking. That was a terrible ending. I'd say probably the best ending. I like Palm Springs. I like the movies that or like, oh no, I'll tell you what movie I'm thinking of. The Leo DiCaprio Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very good.
Shutter Island. I really like that.
Yeah. That's kind of a twist ending, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
So that's really good. When I asked that one too, that is one that I seem to notice is that they seem to be films with twist endings, which I actually think is a really cool way to like just have experienced the whole film and then just have it's really, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Reds, let's jump onto your favorite film.
Let's go.
It is The Dark Knight.
The good cop, bad cop routine?
Not exactly.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the neck. See?
You wanted me. Here I am.
I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
Oh, great film. It's a 10 out of 10.
Really good. You really
The
enjoyed
whole
this
thing. The
Yeah.
whole thing is perfect. There's nothing to change about it.
Is this one you saw in cinemas?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That probably helped too, because the theatrics are incredible. Everything's perfect.
Absolutely.
But I also saw it before Batman Begins. Was that the one before it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But you
So you
didn't
saw
really
the second
need
one
to.
first. No, I didn't think so. I think it was.
I did that with Matrix as well.
You
I
went
don't know what's wrong
backwards
with
to
me.
Matrix.
I watched
I've
the
only actually
second
seen
one.
the first one.
Oh, really?
The Matrix, yeah.
First one's really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah.
But The Dark Knight was really good. I wish, do you know like IMAX and stuff? I didn't see it this way, but I really wish I had gone to see it because it sounds like it would have been absolutely awesome to see it like that. This
That
was
was
the
kind of
first,
another one of our. That was kind of another one of our hangover movies. So I reckon I've seen the first. I've seen the first half of it, probably more times, probably 10 times more than the whole movie is one.
Yeah. So you just watch all the Black Joker stuff at the beginning. And
Yeah.
But that what an opening to a movie too.
Yeah, that's
that
the
bank
best way
heist
to-
is
Yeah.
so cool. Where the plan is that as their unique skill or ability is utilized, the second person just takes them out just to reduce the amount of splits in the money that's being got paid. It's so clever.
And that's the way it
Really good.
starts. So good.
It's unreal. This is the first superhero movie that ever grossed over $1 billion.
Wow.
Which is massive. And that just seems like something that just happens now. Like whenever they release a superhero film, it's just $1 billion movie. The movie, so the big car chase with the truck and all the police cars and stuff was filmed in Chicago, and they were using real explosions and stuff under that bridge. And a lot of residents ended up becoming quite concerned and were calling police, reporting bombs and things going off in the city. I guess they didn't notify enough people.
Sure, they would have
going on. You would think, but evidently not. Do you think if Heath Ledger hadn't passed away, do you think he probably would have appeared in the next film as well, or do you think he probably would have been in one movie and done kind of thing?
I think by the end of it, that seemed like the way it was going.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe not. They I don't know. The next one works fine with moving on to the next villain.
Yeah.
But I thought the question you were going to ask was, do I think it would have been as successful if he didn't pass away?
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be a good question, because I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting, eh?
I think I probably thought about this when it came out too, because I think it's a really good movie, but that I always forget when I'm watching it. There's like this 15 to 20 minute scene at the end with the fairies, and I never remember it. And it always comes. I'm always like, oh, this bit goes for a bit. But I don't know if it's just more known because he passed away.
Yeah.
It's really good, But I have wondered that myself too, exactly what you were just saying. So,
But yeah, it's still, I don't know, regardless of that, it's still a great performance and easily the best. I don't know why people would argue whether that's the best joke. Like that is by far the best Joker.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The what's his name? Isn't even a close second, I reckon. Who does the one in the Batman Begins? What's his name? Crazy eyebrows.
Oh, like Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, yeah.
Yeah. The worst one has got to be the Suicide Squad. The Jared Leto. That is fucking.
Yeah, I watched that. That was
funny
show.
Yeah. I reckon it still would have done. I reckon it would have still been just as successful because the film after it still grossed $1 billion too.
Yeah.
So I reckon it probably would have been, even if he had not had passed away. But yeah, that is kind of crazy. What about the other Jokers? Have you seen the newer one, the one that came out in like 20?
Oh yeah, that was good.
19.
I like that.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, I
it was a real slow burn, but I think that one was really
and different kind of motif as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still very good. I really liked it.
Oh, for sure.
Who was that?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. Do you there's a list online. I should have got it, but I didn't. But there's a list of like other actors that potentially could have played the Joker in the film. But when it was announced that Heath Ledger had been given the role, there was like people were like, "Nah, this will be terrible." No chance.
Yeah, there's no way I would have picked him to play that well.
Absolutely, yeah. And now like if you ask any of those people, they're just like, yeah, I can't imagine anyone else, and I certainly can't. Like I think it was a really good pick.
Is that what tipped him over the edge? Is that just a theory, or is that?
I think that's what people said at the time, but I don't think that is true because he was done and had moved on and was doing other things. So I think it was just, I don't know, and because it wasn't his last thing that people saw too, because he had done maybe one or two other things that would have come out after this came out that he had worked on. So I don't think there's as strong a connection as to do with this and him passing away as people thought.
Yeah.
I have two more questions for you, and then you're free to go back about your day, get back to school, and teach that woodwork.
Oh yeah.
What between now and the end of the year, if we can go to the movies or anywhere, we probably can't. But is there a movie you're looking forward to seeing at the movies? Or just a movie you know is coming out that you're really looking forward to seeing?
There was two new Netflix movies coming out. I think there's a one with The Rock in it.
Red Notice, the Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. That looks really cool.
Yes, that's it.
That looks really cool. I really want to see James Bond. I think a lot of people have been waiting for James Bond for like 2 years now because this was supposed to have come out.
Why hasn't it?
Like in April last year, and it's just been delayed and delayed and delayed because of the ongoing pandemic issues. And now it's supposed to finally come out in like November. So hopefully we get it.
Who's that? Who's in the James Bond?
It's Daniel Craig. Is still James Bond, but the bad guy is Rami Malek, who was Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah.
Is he playing Freddie Mercury as the bad guy? That would be a great James Bond. That would be really good. Spin off.
Be perfect. It's really good. He just sings to him and stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's James Bond musical, this one. So it should be good. It's called No Time to Die, but it does look really cool.
Very good.
And this is supposed to be the last time that he is James Bond, I'm pretty sure, before they decide to replace it again. Reds, I have one more. It's not even a question. It's more of a, can you guess what this is? Okay. I used one of your 4 favorite films and I went online, I scoured the interwebs to find a really bad 1-star review. And then I took all the references to what film it is out of the review. And I want to see if you can guess what movie it is. and if you can potentially defend it from this scathing 1-star review.
Oh, okay, I like this.
So the title of this review is Didactic and Overlong.
What's didactic mean?
I didn't Google it, but it sounded impressive, so I kept it in.
Very good. Didactic and overlong.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not Palm Springs. You do a process of elimination here.
I thought you would do this too. So
yeah,
there's clues within this, yes. Another one of those overlong, morally right-on movies that never rises above the average, saved only by the acting. Its bleeding heart politics, dignity of the individual maintained in adverse conditions is played out well enough, but actually lacks any real dramatic tension. The main character is two-dimensional, who seems to go through drama by the numbers. There's never any doubt that he'll triumph in the end. It's only a matter of how. Basically, there's a lot of other prison films, like Jailhouse Rock, for starters. There was a story in here somewhere, but it just got overinflated and somewhat lost along the way. This is just one to watch on a rainy day if there's nothing better to do.
That's law-abiding citizen, isn't it?
I'm so glad you said it, because it's Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. That's why I picked that one. And I thought that line about there's better prison films would like get you.
Better prison films.
But yeah.
That's so funny that someone would comment that on Shawshank Redemption. The whole time you were reading that, once I thought it was law-abiding citizen, I was thinking about how that they could interpret law-abiding citizen like that.
Yeah.
And then, so now that I'm thinking about it, what an idiot. Nothing but it goes for long. That's
it's like 2.5 hours, 2:23 or something.
Yeah. Far out. Didactic. Yeah. Well, it is a little bit didactic, isn't it?
I guess now that we know what it means.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course.
No, 1-star review. Jesus Christ. Who would have thought that Shawshank could get a 1-star review?
Not me. And it had a few. It has the most. I got this off IMDb, and it's like the highest rated film on the service. It's like 9.1 from like 5 million votes, which is madness. But yeah, I really don't think it's really good. And I understand why some people maybe don't like it, but I definitely don't think it's just 1 star.
No, and not something you just watch on a rainy day. I feel like if you didn't like it, you wouldn't just watch it on a rainy day. That sounds like a nightmare. If you think it's didactic and terrible,
let's Google.
Why would you put it on?
Google what didactic is before we keep.
It would be. It means intended to teach, particularly in having moral instruction as an ulterior motive.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to title this episode: a didactic episode with Matt Reddy.
Yeah, didactic. Yeah, that's what I am. I intend to teach.
Would you say you're a didactic teacher when you're at school?
With an ulterior motive. Yeah, probably. Probably.
There you go. No, Matt Reddy, that is it.
Very good.
Thank you so much for giving me some of your time to do that. I really appreciate it.
That's good.
It was fun for you to do. And
yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. What's surely when pandemic ends, we can probably see you again emceeing some comedy gigs and stuff now, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't wait. I feel like the last couple, even before at the end of last lockdown, was a relief to get up and do some more shows. So it'd be nice to just get back out on the road and do some stand-up comedy.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Bottomless Popcorn. For bonus content, news, and upcoming guests, follow us on Instagram at Bottomless Popcorn Pod. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. If you'd like to contact the show, you can email us at bottomlesspopcornpod@gmail.com. And be sure to leave a review of your own favorite film wherever you listen to podcasts.